Hey, this is Black Bart. And guess what? You're listening to Wolfie D, and old Black Bart is hanging in there with him.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
Welcome once again to Live and in Color with Wolfie D and my man Jimmy across the street. Jimmy, got a good show today as always. I say that all the time, but we do, man. We really do, especially after you get your hands on it and edit everything and make it sound real nice. But Black Bart, man.
I know.
Today. Another hookup from our buddy Cahagas.
Man. We got to get him on the payroll, brother.
Don't say that too loud.
What I mean is after
again, Jimmy.
Yeah, what I mean is after we're on the payroll, then
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but yeah, Black Bart, man, this should be cool, man. Never met him, so
very cool. Yeah,
looking forward to talking to him, man.
Oh, dude, I mean, we've watched him all our lives, right? I mean, this guy is just that ornery cowboy. He always just reminded me of the cowboy in the Western that the hero would piss off, knock a drink on his shirt or something, or spill a drink on him. Yeah, man. And Black Bart, you ornery 2-bit callywhacking whatever, you know.
Callywhacking. Yeah. Marcus Dupree last week. Great show there.
Yeah. I think that one surprised folks, man. I think that one, I don't think they were expecting that one. And I wasn't. Heck, we weren't, right? It was just kind of like a.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. I messaged him because I hadn't talked to him in a long time. And he messaged me back, and it was easy to do.
Dude, Marcus is awesome. Man, I mean, a lot of people that have never sent us messages have sent messages on that one. So
that's good.
Yeah, very cool. You know, but he was a cool dude, man. And I mean, you got to know him and you know, and very, very cool to know somebody that is that, I don't know, like famous, man. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and it's different. You know, it's funny. I mean, because we've talked to different football players, and I've known different people like that. But it's like, just like Jason Fisher that I went to school with. He's envious of what I did. I'm envious of what they did. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you're not in it, you're a mark for the other.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean that's totally true.
I'm going to talk about, and I'm not going to knock. I'm not knocking. I'm not making fun. I'm probably going to get heat for this, but it's just the difference in the generation, man. You know, and if you saw it, you saw it. Brother got on there. He got let go by WWE. And hey, it ain't no secret. When Jim Ross and Shawn Michaels came out to the car when me and Jamie said we was leaving, when we didn't want to, do the job and all that, I cried right there. I cried, but I did not film it and didn't put it on the internet. I think where was Brothers Friends, man? Hey, man, you may want to take you a day, man, to let this shit digest, man. Don't get on here crying. I mean, a pro wrestler, I get the passion. Believe me, like I said, I cried, but don't post it on the internet, man. To me, that just, I know this generation, people are going to say I'm an asshole for saying that. You know what I mean? But hey, man, he's a wrestler, man.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's just this generation, man. They go to social media first because it's their friends, you know. Right. They think of these people as their friends, and it's just a generation thing, man. And you're right, dude. I mean, I've lost jobs that I cried on the way home, man, because I was like, I didn't know how good I had it, and now I've screwed it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'd understand, dude, if I lost my job at the WWE, I'd be crying too, because at the same time, you're like, man, I finally got where I wanted to go. Right. It is, you know, and that sucks, man. So I feel for him, and he's a North Carolina kid, you know, good for him, but man,
it'll probably help him though. And
it will. I mean, honestly, you'll grow.
Man, if you'd have done that years ago, oh Lord.
Yeah, I know.
The ribs would be relentless, but it's different now, man. I can't even think of the kid. What'd you say his name was?
Cameron Grimes. Yeah. It's a shame. You know,
my brain doesn't work good anymore.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes, man. I don't know that he ever fit to me. Like his Southern accent with athletic style mixed in with like a rich gimmick or whatever they put on him. I don't know. I haven't watched NXT in forever and I haven't really followed him, but so I don't know. Good luck to you, Cameron. We hope you do all right in the next step of your life in AEW or TNA probably. So anyway, don't sleep on TNA, man. But it's funny, bro. I heard you were talking. You said, what was it you said a minute ago?
About what? My brain?
Yeah, your brain, man.
Yeah, my brain don't work. You know that.
So you like
people know that.
I don't want to pick on you, man. But like, I mean, you are a former pro wrestler, right? Who took a lot of hazy days and chair shots, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
Let me just tell you real quick about something, man. So about 15 days ago, I had gotten something in the mail that I had ordered and kind of had forgotten about. Like I was, when you order something, you almost forget about it. And then when you finally get it, it's kind of like a new gift that you bought yourself, right?
It don't have to be something like that. I could walk into the kitchen and forgot why I went there. So I'll get it. Go ahead.
Well, okay. I think this might be able to be something that can help you, man. This is something that I've been enjoying for the past 14 days, actually. So It's super cool, man. It's called Magic Mind. It is
Magic Mind.
Yeah. So I know it's not.
I know what Mega Mind is.
Yeah, not Mega Mind, but so it was something that I was trying out, right? Okay, like it was something that I was trying out. I didn't necessarily want to like blow it up to the world, but now that I've been on it for 2 weeks now, I tell you, man, I mean, honestly, like here's the thing: it tastes good. That's the one thing. It's a little bitty shot. Little bitty green shot. It almost
shot.
Not that this is a positive shot, not a negative shot.
Right.
Yeah. So what I like about it though is so like normally I'll drink a whole pot of coffee, right? From the morning on. Yeah. I'll drink a whole pot of coffee. And then around afternoon while I'm working on the podcast, man, around that time I'm like, oh, I need a nap. And I'll be honest, I take my same cup of coffee in the morning, okay? But then after that, I'll drink the shot of Magic Mind, okay? And this is no BS, bro. I'm serious.
I'm listening.
Yeah, no BS.
You must believe it if you believe in it if you put it on the show.
Yes, exactly. So my wife will come downstairs and she'll be like, Michelle will say, why haven't you drank all this coffee? Normally you're already done with your pot of coffee. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even notice that I didn't drink it. I took that shot of Magic Mind and man, I tell you, like, so the first few days you want to keep going with it, right? So like every day you feel better with it. And I mean, I'm telling you, like, honestly,
you got to get in your system to start working really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an instant gratification as we're all used to.
I mean,
it's not an energy drink, right?
No, it's not. It's not. It is, but it's not. It's more like a mental performance shot, I think is what it says. But I mean, seriously, this is literally so like, okay, what would you do if you could be more efficient while also having like an enjoyable day? Like, would you feel better about yourself?
Well, yeah, for sure. Where did you find this?
Okay, so I was reading about it online, looking for something that was different rather than the energy drinks I've been drinking and the coffee pots I've been emptying. But I tell you, like, there's so many distractions in the world today, from your phone to your TV to the news and all kinds of stuff. But honestly, like, I just need to be working on the podcast and I need to be doing all the work for the reels and the shorts and the clips. And I don't have time to be distracted by that stuff. So the main thing is so many people relate high stress and high anxiety with a high performer, right? You don't have to be stressed out to be a high performer, which honestly, all that stress and anxiety harms your mental and physical health. Stress
will kill you, man. That's
it will. I mean, how many people have we known that have gone down, Yeah. And so 5 years ago, they set out to create a drink that can consistently get you 100% performance without any of the down effects, man, of over-caffeination, anxiety. I mean, anxiety is something that kills me.
I don't want no jitters and no anxiety. I got enough of that. So
Exactly. So like I said, add it to your daily routine.
Well, like I said, you got to tell me if you believe in it this much, where do I find it?
Yeah, man. Okay. So right now you can go online to magicmind.com/live and in color. You have a limited offer that you can use right now that gets you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one-time purchases with code live and in color 20 at checkout. Just claim it at www.magicmind.com/live and in color. Now here, you don't even have to write all that down. Just go into the description. It's the very first line in our description. Click that link and you can go straight to magicmind.com and get your 20% off. 20% off one-time purchases, 48% off your first subscription. I recommend going with the subscription, and that's actually what I set you up with, Wolfie. So I checked the tracking on it. Later today, you'll be getting your first box of 15 shots of magic on the way right now to you. And I did it a few days ago as a surprise, and I want to have it. So you'll get it today. Next time we record, I want to hear about your journey with it.
Okay, so. I'll try it out, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Of course.
You can't fake me the whole way.
I know, bro. So it's 100%
You're learning
safe.
from me, man. You're becoming a real worker.
Yeah. It's 100% safe. No quick fixes. Don't rest on energy drinks and more coffee and more coffee. It's not a coffee replacement. You do not have to replace your coffee. This is just something extra.
I'm looking up before it gets here and check out all the ingredients and all that kind of stuff. And I guess since it's out there now, everybody else go check it out and see what you can do. We got the little subscription for you. Got the code for you. And thanks, Jimmy, for hooking that up. And Jimmy, let's get Black Bart on here, man.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hey, folks, to get your official Live and in Color with Wolfie D merchandise, go to prowrestlingtees.com/live Wolfie D. Check it out.
If you're listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D on Apple Podcast and like what you're hearing, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating. And while you're at it, write a review. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you'd like to hear in the future. It's very important to us and always appreciated. Thanks again.
All right, folks, again, you survived the commercial break and you get to level up to level 12 this time. That's what I'm going to give him this time is 12, Jimmy.
Okay.
And again, a very special guest coming on, somebody that we're very, very excited to have on, the one, the only, the crazy man, Black Bart. How are you, sir?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know about crazy too often, but I get a little crazy every now and then. But I'm not as crazy as I used to be.
Not as crazy.
Yeah, not as crazy, but not as crazy, but as crazy. I don't kick my heels up too much anymore. Don't party like I used to. All my rowdy friends has done rowdied on down, so to speak.
I hear you.
Mine definitely has, because half the more than 3/4 of the guys that I work with are dead now.
Yeah, man, I can imagine. I mean, I'm only 50, and I've lost quite a few of my friends too. So I understand that one big time, man. It seems like the wrestlers. I mean, someone like you that's still around, man. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. We die early.
Yeah, that's right. We die. Don't matter, you know. And we, you know, I'm not saying that I did the drugs and did the alcohol. I stayed away from. The one thing I did stay away from in my career was the steroids. I didn't do steroids that much, you know, and only done them when I was prescribed by a doctor.
Right.
And you know, you get a lot of that for your knees and your back and your neck and everything. And if you're a wrestler worth your salt, you got at least one or two of those wrong with you. Something's wrong with your ankles or your knees, you know. So, but the pounding that we took, you know, on that road and in them rings, you know, the rings were great, but you know, it still took a toll because we wrestled every night. 2 or 3 times on Friday, 2 or 3 times on Saturday, and 2 or 3 times on Sunday, you know, and we didn't bat an eye, you know, we didn't bat an eye. If we wanted that,
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's what we wanted. We wanted to be booked.
Yeah,
and
now I don't know about you, and you say all the rings were good. Now I'm pretty sure that you've wrestled in some shitty rings before, because I Lord knows I have.
And that it's something, because the place that was the most horrible rings that I've ever wrestled in my life was WWE.
Oh, they were stiff.
WWF, God, they were like wrestling on a concrete slab.
Yep.
But what happened when Vince McMahon was so mad, he was so scared, because when I was there, he was just going live TV.
Yeah.
And he had Andre the Giant, and he had Big John Studd.
Yeah.
He had the Earthquake. He had Tugboat, and all these guys are 420, 450, and he was scared to death that the ring was going to break. So he beat them suckers up, brother. And I mean, they were hard.
Yes, I recall. I was up there when Yoko and guys like that, and Mabel, Viscera, when all them guys was up there, and I remember taking the first few bumps up there. I was like, my God, I thought I was back in Mexico.
Yeah, it just takes your breath away, brother. I'm telling you, it takes your breath away.
Absolutely, man.
Those dadgum training rings, They want you to. They wanted me to do the compactor, right? I've done the compactor one or two times, and they want you get a win, for stick your hands up in there and holler, Texas! I said, wait. I said, I couldn't stand up. I mean, I thought I broke my. I could not. I tried to stand up. I couldn't stand up, brother. I rolled over to the apron and swung my legs off, and put my feet on the floor, and they started tingling. Got patted them back, got tingling, got blood flowing back in them, and finally got up, made it back to the dressing room. JJ Dillon standing there in the dressing room, just chewing me out. When I said, JJ, I couldn't stand up, you stupid son of a gun, you. And I wasn't being that nice either. I said, you either do it, you don't, and I couldn't, And
that move was a second rope leg drop, or
yeah. More. If I think that first one I did up there, I come off the top rope.
Oh,
yeah.
That's one move I never even attempted, man.
I said, man, oh man. Well, I didn't realize the ring was. I didn't realize it was that stiff.
Yeah. And you're a big dude, man.
I was wrestling Pete. He's one of the best jobbers in the that's ever come down the pike, brother. Him and Lee Martin. Lee Martin. They were the two of the best.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I'm working, and I'm saying, we're talking back and forth, and I ain't saying nothing bad about the ring, so I hit the finish, brother.
Yeah.
I hit the finish. The finish about done me in. It's been about ending my career. That's when it was, I was going up there with a push, and Vince McMahon decided that he wouldn't go push me. I was top pay, but I was. He just brought me up there to show me how much money I could have made when he wanted me to come up there. Anyhow, and I didn't. So you remember when Ron Bass and had the loser leave hair match with Beefcakes?
Yeah.
Bass lost. Well, the next TV is supposed to be me and Sarah Joe, me and my wife, and they're going to put the Long Riders back together. JJ was going to be our manager, playing push and living, what out of us.
Yeah.
And I refused to go, but I did not know that all I knew that was going up there for a 3-day tryout. And I'd been with Crockett over 20 years.
Right.
And I would have lost that job in the New York Minute. I was making good money with Crockett then too,
Yeah.
And I didn't go, and Vince held it against me. He held it against me the whole from then on. He held it against me because I didn't just quit. I just didn't quit and come up there and let them see me and like they haven't. Damn good and well. Dang good and well that they seen me.
Right.
They had taps on everybody, everything. They had taps on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people would say that back in the day. Send them a tape. I ain't got to send no tape. They just seen me.
Tape, man. Who was that guy's name? They had charges that done that. Bald headed. He had bald headed. had a little hair on the sides, pop belly.
In charge of what?
Oh. He was in charge of scouting talent.
Oh,
I think it was Finkel.
Howard Finkel.
Yeah, he was in charge. He was in charge of that. That was his job to get if they had any potential, they knew it. They knew.
And that was what was that in the 80s or was that more into the 90s?
Yeah, that was in the 90, I think 90, 91.
Okay.
Yeah, 90, well, it was 80, 88, 89, in that. I'm real terrible on time slots.
I got you. So my man Cahagas said that you love to be ribbed. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, Cahagan he's a gutless wonder.
He said you get fired up pretty easy on these ribs.
And if Tokyo is to me is one of the best guys that are wrestling now.
Yeah.
In the okay.
Yeah.
The bestest friends. If you can have a friend, he's my friend, brother.
Yeah. And, nice guy, man.
Good. He is a good dude, man. All my love and prayers go out to him, brother. He is, he's one of the hardest working son of a guns that I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. And now, do you live in Florida now, or where you at?
No, I live in Texas, brother.
Okay.
I live in God's country.
Yeah, God's country. Well, they say that's East Tennessee.
No, I'll say I love Tennessee too. Tennessee's mountain.
Yeah.
Going up the mountains. And down here it's flat. You see miles and miles and miles of Texas. Yeah. And, don't fall off no cliff. Well, you can. You get in the right area. But
are you down there helping them take care of that border? I mean, being Black Bart, I think you could run some folks off.
I'm keeping my butt off that border. I don't want border. People get down there, brother.
Yeah.
My hats off to them people, man.
For sure. Sure.
I have.
Hey, I know my boy Jimmy's over here on the apron waiting for the hot tag to ask you some questions. So I'm going to do a little dive and roll, and I'm going to hot tag Jimmy. All right, Jimmy, it's time for the hot tag.
Hot tag him. I'm ready. Don't double team me.
Yeah, no double team. All right, hot tag. You're the heel, Bart. Don't you remember?
Yeah, no, not now. I'm not. Play my music now, brother. Play because they go nuts.
Yeah,
I'm the biggest face you ever seen in your life.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I can't hardly walk. I can't walk. I can walk. I can walk around and still talk and walk. And I could probably sell the right people like Mike Davis. I could have a match with Mike if he was still. If old Mike was still alive, me and him still be wrestling.
That's awesome.
We wrestle 15 minutes, never touch each other.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
Yeah,
Mike, love him.
That's awesome. My first question, one of the, I did a little something in the business in Tennessee, and I was a manager, and two of the guys that I really stole a lot from was Gary Hart and this guy right here, who I think probably means quite a bit to you, Mr. Skandar Akbar. Can you tell me some stories about Skandar?
Skandar Akbar, brother. He was Skandar was stand up, brother. Old dude, and you didn't get many. You didn't. Well, wait a minute. You didn't get many guys. Oh, now. You got to put the guys in the. When talking about the guys, you got to put them in order. Akbar was old school.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't. They was kayfabe. You respect, and if you didn't respect and keep your mouth shut. He would walk up to you and escort you out of the dressing room and say, "You're out here in the hallway, but if you keep running that head, you keep running down, we're going to throw you out the hallway." And that, and that's put them in. There's guys that kayfabe a little bit, but didn't have no respect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Black Bart was one of the guys that had nothing but respect and honor for the business, brother.
Yeah.
And so I've got stories on Akbar, but
ones you don't want to tell us.
brother, a lot of them I can't.
All due respect.
Almost 98% of the stories that I got about, and this is gonna make people want to, there's stories in my new book about Akbar.
You got a book?
Yeah, I've got a new book.
Man, plug that for me.
And my book is called Wrestling Black Bart.
Yeah, I saw that.
Picture me in the middle. We wanted that picture to look like it was on a wanted poster back in the 1800s, 1700s. Yeah. That's why it looks kind of weird, and I think it's great.
Where can the listeners find that book?
It's being sold on Amazon. And it's being sold at wrestled.com.
Okay.
Wrestleville.com.
Okay. Very cool.
And
everybody go to Amazon and get that book for Bart.
Yeah, and get the book. Buy the book. If you buy, you get some stuff. You get some stuff that like stories about Akbar. There's one or two of him in there, and there's more. There's a lot more in there. There's a heck of a lot more in there on the Von Erichs. The Von Erichs are in them in my book. I think the Hogan is in there. Ric Flair's in there. Bobby Eaton, Mike Davis. Bobby.
Love Bobby.
One of my bestest. Bobby Eaton was one of my bestest friends in the business, man. He was my pal. And when we lost Bobby, we lost a chunk of wrestling, brother. We'll never get back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he was a good man. I mean, everybody says that, but I mean, I know it firsthand. He lived when him and Donna split up for a little while. He lived with a friend of mine. We all lived in the same apartment complex, and man, he was so good to them kids and me and just everybody he comes in contact with. He was just a great person, man. I miss Bobby, and of course, he was my tag team partner, Jamie Dundee. That's he married. Bobby married Jamie's sister.
Married his sister, right?
Yep, Donna. Yep.
Yeah, married his sister. Yeah.
Yep. And Bobby's just a great dude, man. People don't know, man. And I wish I never got to wrestle Bobby, but I'm sure you did. I mean, just everybody always talks about just.
I never got to wrestle. I wrestled with him.
Oh, really?
I never got to wrestle. I always wanted to wrestle. I wanted to wrestle against him.
Right. Yeah.
What a match! I mean, the matches they had, the scaffold matches done them in though, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, they broke both of Jim Cornette's, both of Cornette's legs at the same time.
Yeah.
He was stretched out, holding on, and still way up there, man. The only match that I had, I guess I never done, was a scaffold match, and I would never. I don't think I could either.
I'm scared of heights, man.
Was that a Bill Dundee creation though? Did he bring that to? Was that his idea that he brought to Watts, and then Crockett's took it? Is that how it worked?
I believe. Yeah, that Dundee. Yeah, it was Dundee's idea, and they took it into. They took it into Crockett Promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing was way up there.
Yeah.
How? I said, man, there's no way. And Crockett had good rings. They had excellent bumping rings. Yeah. And I wouldn't do. I still wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. I could take a flat back bump and damn near come to my feet off that bump. I was 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I believe if I had tried, I could have done it, but I didn't want to do no nip up. I had everything else that was killing me, and I wish I hadn't have done. And you know, the compactor done, you know, it really done me in because of the pounding on the spine, the pounding, hitting them dead-gum hard-ass. Or I think I've done it on the floor a couple, 3 times, probably 100 times, 200 times. Y'all, through tables on floors, you know.
Yeah.
Back in Florida, back when I was in Florida, brother, there was nothing. It was Katie bar the door back then, man.
Yeah. You know, me and Jimmy were talking about this, and maybe you might know the history of it. We were talking about the history of the scaffold match. So the first time that I recall seeing anyone put through a table was, what year was that, Jimmy? We talked about it when Randy Savage pile drive Ricky Morton in Memphis through the
like
table.
82,
something like that.
Yeah.
Do you recall Bart ever seeing anybody use tables before that?
Well, brother, we used them out. We used them out in Florida like they was hotcakes.
Really?
I'm talking about in, but that was in '83, I think. '83
Okay.
we started using them out there. So maybe you may have a deal there, because I don't recall, because in my younger days in my career, when I was Rick Harris and Cowboy Rick Harris, Hangman Rick Harris, if you done stuff that wasn't planned, you got tires.
Right.
You didn't go out there. You didn't go out there and we went out there and ad lib, but we didn't ad out on the floor. You was told to stay in the ring.
Yeah.
If you got the ring and you weren't supposed to get out the ring, you was a fired son of a gun.
Yeah.
On the spot. You know, brother, you know, nowadays the high flying stuff ain't kicked in quite. But it was commencing. It was commencing to kick in. Did you do the worm?
No, that was Lawler's son and Scotty. Yeah.
Scotty too hot.
They did copy our gimmick though.
They didn't copy your gimmick. They stole it.
Damn right they did.
Yeah, they stole the damn thing. I'm thinking little. I said that's the guy that you. I'm trying in my head. I'm trying to put y'all together. You know? Yeah. And Brett said he was a manager for a little while, but okay, I'll get it straight. Maybe we weren't. I was thinking about the other dude that done the worm.
Yeah, he straight stole it from us, man. We were the ones that had the hubcaps in Memphis, and we also came to the ring with Farouk and rapped for him in the Nation of Domination. So,
yeah.
But so, hey, somebody I want to ask you about. It's been kind of in the news lately, and I think you knew it. You knew Billy Jack Haynes pretty good.
I knew him well enough. I fought him about 200 or 300 times. I knew him in the
ring. Man, so I met him in Memphis. He came in around 95 or something like that. And I just remember thinking to myself, man, this dude ain't right. You know, anybody that looks like him and laughs like that, I'm just like, this dude's wild, man. And then so now he's in the news shooting his wife, man. What about all that?
I don't know. I haven't. Well, I don't get and I watch a lot of news. I ain't seen it yet.
Really? I know they stopped talking about it real quick, but it was definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I heard it, and then you didn't hear no more about it. Bam.
Right.
It was
wow.
But the thing,
he was a different character.
About it, the thing about it, you know, he beat the living piss out of you, whether you like it or not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was, and he was later in his career. I guess he was okay, but brother, early in his career, he thought it was a real fight. He thought it was, you know, he beat your brains out. And we smartened him up.
One of my favorite matches was him and Hercules Hernandez at WrestleMania 3. You remember that?
Oh man,
that was a great match.
Great match. Stiff. God, oh my. Hercules could work though.
Yeah,
that's different. Hercules work, but you piss Hercules off, he'd knock you out.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, good guy. Herc was a good guy, man. A good guy. Billy Jack Haynes was a good guy, but brother, you piss him off, he's gonna whip your ass. Him and Yellow Dog. Him and the dude the wrestler with Yellow Dog, Barry Windham.
Yeah, Windham. Yeah.
Was in a fist fight in the dressing room out in Florida at the Sportatorium in Tampa, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the same history as the Sportatorium in Dallas,
gotcha.
But different territory.
Right.
We was gonna pull him off. I said, well, Mulligan will be here in a minute. Mulligan pulled him off. Well, Mulligan got there, and Mulligan didn't say nothing, and he was still beating the piss out of his son. And Mulligan just said, well, they'll work it out. They work it. They did. They worked it out all right.
Any idea what they was fighting about?
No, and nobody would ask neither. Nobody would ask. They didn't want Haynes to whoop that ass. They didn't want that ass whoop, brother.
What's the best fights you ever seen between two guys in the business?
The best fight?
Yeah, the best.
I watched a fight. We jumped to Red Eye and went up to I was working for Crockett.
Yeah.
Frank Brody against Frank Brody was beating the now I ain't gonna be able to call his name. Oh man, I can't call the other guy's name now. I forgot the other guy's name. Ain't that old age is hell, brother?
It's all right.
Fighting in the dressing room in the office in the dressing room.
But
it was Crockett. It was about called his name. He was the brother of Ole Anderson and Gene Anderson.
Arn?
Not Arn. No, not Arn.
Lars.
Hell no.
Lars.
That's it. Lars Anderson. They had a hell of a heat thing going, and I mean brother Frank opening can of whoop ass on him, brother. Frank's gonna kill him. We Frank off of him. But we was watching like as a coach. Remember old high school days, the coaches had the big glass and you could see in the coach's office. Well, that's what big glass you could see in there. They were pow, 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 pow. Boy, they were going, man. And I have to say, me and Frank used to have some pretty good not real fights, but trying to knock each other out as a real. Oh yeah, trying to just beat the living piss out of each other, trying to knock each other out as a rib now. Right. Go back to the dressing room. I'd get my beer. I'd get my case of beer. Go in there. We'd get off in a corner. He'd be sitting there smoking on one of them damn wacky tobacco cigarettes, and I'd be sitting there smoking my beer. And that sapsucker, would sit there and laugh about, I almost knocked your ass out that one. No, Frank, dude. And I almost knocked you out with my branding iron right in the beginning of the damn thing. And, he would laugh and laugh and laugh, brother. I mean, silly stuff, We was at the Sportatorium. He was wrestling with Red River Jack. I was wrestling with Black Bart. We fought out into that damn parking lot. Mm-hmm. Wallered out there in the dirt. No fans could come out there. I said, Frank, why are we wallering around out here and getting no fleas, ticks, and we're right there by Trinity River, and that's what's broken down. I said, the fans can't even get out the building.
He didn't even follow.
The guards blocked the fans from coming out the damn building. And here we are, out there just fighting our asses off. And I said, slamming into cars, and everyone, these cars has got a dent in them, we're screwed, Back down.
That's hilarious.
You may be right, Bart. I said, yeah, I may be right. You may be right, dude. Let's get our back in. At least go back in front of the crowd,
Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
Unbelievable,
that's
man.
Good.
Let's take a quick time out and get a word from one of my dope-ass sponsors, and we'll be right back with more Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
Saturday, May the 11th, 2024, the biggest pro wrestling event in Columbia, Tennessee's history. Muletown Mania Fan Fest. Over 50 wrestlers from the past and present going to be there for the meet and greet from 2:30 to 5:30. Also that night, TriStar Wrestling has a huge card already signed. Doors open at 6 for that. Bell time will be 7 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. A huge card already signed. Also, Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling will be in the house that night doing a Q&A with the Devils, the Wild Boys, and the Mortons from 4:30 to 5:30. Also, you have Cave. They're your toy collectibles and wrestle memorabilia dealers. They're going to be in the house. Also, we've got the Devil's Disciples. Mephisto and Dante will be there. The Wild Boys, Ben Jordan and Steve Neely. The Monster, Forsaken. The Falks, Tony Falk and LT Falk. The Morton Brothers, Steve and Shane Morton. The Smoking Buds, Cody and David Morton. Jerry Lynn and Virginia Morton. Hot Rod Biggs. Jeff the Crippler Daniels and Dominique will be there. Debbie Combs, Lady Superstar. Sunny Street will be in the house. Luscious Quentin Charisma. One half of Booty Call, Brian Turner. Mad Max. Cowboy Billy Montana, Scott Spade and Mistress Misery, Superstar Mikey Dunn, Devious G, Johnny Bandana and Ryder Anderson, The New Era, Tavon Jordan, D'Amico Graves, the one and only Majestic, Mr. Entertainment, Yukon Jack, yours truly, Pat Dooley, DJ R, Danny Pig, The Voice, Kane D, Pretty Boy, Preston Adams, plus many, many more. The meet and greet will be $15 if you buy your ticket in advance, $20 at the door. TriStar Wrestling that night, $10 if you buy your ticket in advance, $12 if you buy it at the door. This is a huge night, Saturday night, May the 11th, 2024, in Columbia, Tennessee, at the National Guard Armory at 844 North James Campbell Boulevard. It's going to be the place to be for the best wrestling action around. Come and meet some of your local stars, some of your favorite people, some of your least favorite people from your past and present. This is going to be an opportunity that you're not going to want to miss. This is going to be well worth the price of admission alone just for the meet and greet. And then TriStar Wrestling that night, biggest wrestling event ever signed in Columbia, Tennessee.
So one of the things that I got to talk about, and I was just, on YouTube last night doing my research, and I found these 3 old wily cowboys walking around looking for Stan Hansen. It was you, Dutch, and Moondog Rex. And if I ever wanted for a real Western to come out of wrestling, I wanted that to be a 5-part movie.
Brother,
seriously.
That was done. We bought Crockett Promotions bought that Ghost Town in the Sky for 2 days. It was $150,000 they spent on that just on renting the town for us.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was supposed to be aired on TBS. Yeah. Then off TBS for 90 minutes, which it was.
Yeah.
It was. And then it was supposed to be sold to Fox Network. And this when Fox Network was just starting out. This when Fox Network was just starting out.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a sitcom. Well, it goes. We got the 90 minutes and all that stuff, and my good friend Ric Flair called Ted Turner and said, you give this is what he said. He said, you give those 3 jabronis all that TV time. And we weren't 3 jabronis. We were 3 well-known.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, that's what Flair's, know, and me and Flair was good friends.
Yeah.
And it got nipped in the bud. Larry, Moondog didn't sign his contract. Randy didn't sign his contract. I signed my contract, but it didn't mean nothing because I didn't have the original. It was gone.
Yeah.
It was gone, and it being sold, it was gone because Ted Turner cut it.
Man.
Yeah, and me and Rick has talked recent about that, and I forgive him, kissed him on his old bald head. And we did, and I I didn't hold it against him. I forgive him years and years ago, but it was still, and it's still in my mind. You know what happened if I went through.
Yeah, you never know. And it was hilarious. And first of all, you said dad gum so many times. It was hilarious. And I heard you say dad gum earlier, and I was like, I got to bring that up. And then when you're trying to shoot Dead-Eye Dick, or you're trying to teach Dead-Eye Dick to shoot, and you're like, come on, we can learn him. We can learn him.
Yeah, we can learn him. We can learn him. Yeah,
Dutch is saying, we can't teach him nothing. He can't learn. We can learn him.
Beat each other up with our hats.
It definitely had a Three Stooges element.
Hats, man. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, it was great.
That's still on there. I don't believe that.
Yeah. And was that off the cuff stuff, or was that scripted, or?
No, brother. We had It was, Dusty was like the promoter, like I don't know the terminology, but he was like, he was there saying, tweet this and tweet that, just giving us, and we were pretty much in script. We was in script, but we was doing a lot of ad-libbing.
Right.
Like that. Ooh,
yeah.
I was like, that reminds me of Tommy Rich. He used to do that all the time in the back in the car.
I mean, I said, God, please stop. Yeah, I said, stop doing the cootie woo. I said, they had brother got locked up and was looking for Randy. Randy Colley. That's who was looking for Dead-Eye Dick, and he got locked up. Then we all got locked up.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do? We're going to miss TBS. What are we going to do?
Yeah, we're not going to make it to WCW.
We're not going to make it to WCW.
And did Stan Hansen just say, screw it, I don't want nothing to do with that storyline? What was the deal with that? Or was that just a rib on Stan?
No, it wasn't a rib. They wanted Stan Hansen, but if they got him, they got him. If they didn't, they didn't.
Okay, gotcha.
Pretty much Stan Hansen said, screw that, I don't want no part of it. More especially when Ric Flair voice started coming up. He didn't want to. They didn't nothing to buck the system. Nothing to. Everything was candy coated. We kissed Ric Flair's ass. Everybody, every territory you had to Jerry Lawler, you had to Tennessee, you had to kiss his ass, every territory that's the way it was, brother.
Yeah.
You had to kiss somebody's ass, and if you crossed them, you got fired. And that's pretty much what happened. Except we didn't cross nobody. We was just doing what we was asked to be done.
Right.
We was and Flair sees it and hit the roof because we was giving away all that TV time to them three jabronis,
Yeah. It was awesome. I thought it was great. And, the funny thing is if y'all would have got with Stan, would y'all have been the four actual horsemen? Because you would.
That's something.
Or y'all could have maybe rode the horsemen since y'all were the cowboys. That could have been a goal. I don't know.
I guess something. Maybe could be. Yeah, we could. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Riding goats. That would have been damn.
That would have been funny. Yes. The Magnificent Seven music coming up.
The pan back on the camera, and we're all riding goats.
Yeah.
I rode a jackass around the ring. I know about that one.
No, I didn't know about that one.
Reunion Arena, Scott Casey.
Yeah.
The loser had to ride a jackass all the way around the ring, the outside of the ring. Yeah, I lost.
That's funny. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go. And I got on that guy. And he was going kind of nuts. And I told the guy, I said, I tell you what, buddy. I said, you hang on. And I made him hold on to the ring to walk me actually around the ring. I didn't ride the donkey. He walked me around the ring because the donkey was going. Sold out. It sold out that Reunion Arena.
Yeah.
And that's a big ass building. That's a big ass building. Back then it was big ass. But yeah, I told him, I said, you better hold on, buddy, because if he hurts anybody, it's your animal, not mine.
Yeah.
And they would get all the lawsuits, not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hell. Boy, he grabbed the whole then.
He grabbed a hold.
I'd like to ask you about since I'm a Memphis guy. That's where I got my break. The Jarretts both.
I don't hold that against you.
well, they gave me my break, man, and they've always been good to me. So I got to ask you, what did you think about your time in Memphis? Because I didn't get my break until '93, and I think you were there late '80s or whatever. But what about your time in Memphis, and what'd you think?
My time in Memphis, brother, was I mean, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Memphis. I had an apartment. We had an apartment there I guess where all the guys stayed or something anyway. But it was me and my wife and my little girl. And with the Undertaker lived with us. Dirty White Boy and Dirty White Girl lived with us, and Dustin Rhodes lived with us in a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah, wow. And we pretty much
crammed in.
Pretty much starving to death.
Yeah.
Every one of them guys that I just named become big time.
Right.
Become big time wrestlers in their own right. You know.
Right.
In their own right. You know, Goldust, Undertaker, but he was doing the monster gimmick. He was Jerry Lawler would draw the monster and have the mask made, and brother would wear it. He would become that monster for a month or two, and then go away in another monster. I don't know. And
Lawler loved the monsters.
Yeah, me and Dirty White Boy and Dirty White Girl went back to Florida and did pretty good down there. Not real good, but did pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But I talk to Tony at least once a week. He and I talk quite a bit, man. If you want, talk about Tony, man. What a cool dude.
Tony was me and Tony was oh man. We were very, very. We rode everywhere together. We done everything together. The only thing we missed if we could have had grappler.
Oh yeah, Lynn.
Lynn didn't throw it in the mix. But that's the only one we missed. We done some crazy stuff. One story that sticks out with me and Tony was this: me and him was in my truck, a single cab pickup truck, but it's brand new. Mm-hmm. And I had we was going into Knoxville. I think leaving Memphis, going into Knoxville, which is a pretty good trip, right?
Mm-hmm. And about 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, we get up there and we're going into Knoxville, brother, and I've got Texas plates on my truck. And this dude comes up beside Tony on driver's side, and he does the hook 'em horn sign, down. That's fighting words. That's fighting words, brother. To me, and Tony knows it. That's not good. Well, Tony starts sending back other signs, other signals, other signs. You understand what I'm saying? The guy comes back up. The guy backs off, and then he comes back up on us, and he's holding a Uzi.
What?
I said he's holding a Uzi.
No, I heard you.
I said, and I just slammed on the brakes and just swerved, brother, and there was an exit right there, and hit that exit. How we didn't get T-boned, I don't know.
Oh my God!
Off, and I said, man, oh man, oh man, and it looked real. Back then they had toys that looked like real ones.
Yeah,
but I thought we was both was fixing to get shot. We was fixing to get shot.
I know Tony's always packing. I'm surprised he didn't pull out something.
He wouldn't back then.
Oh, really?
Back then, if you got caught with one, you was in big trouble.
Oh,
so he may carry one in his bag that I never knew about.
Yeah.
I always had knives. I sharpened people's knives. I sharpened Dusty's knife, Ric Flair's knife, sharpened everybody's knife.
Yeah.
I'd go back in the dressing room, get me a little spot out, out away from everything, like my own little dressing area.
Right.
And I sit back there, and guys would bring me their knives, and I'd sharpen their knives. I know but I figured Tony for a knife is where I'm going. I'm going with that. Tony was, and they were diet. I never did the diet stuff, but Tony and White Girl was, were every Friday they cook spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
They take salt. They put a little salt on it. They put a little mozzarella on it and eat it, and of course butter.
Yeah.
And I said butter, salt, and cheese. I said that ain't. I said, and y'all on diet. Y'all on diet, right? And I mean, they would dump that gum mozzarella, don't touch that pot. Don't touch that pot. Why? That's my spaghetti. That's my spaghetti. Don't touch that pot. Well, I'm just going to move it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
That's so funny because he's always talking to me about cooking. And
yeah, I said, Tony, yeah, but no, you didn't touch it. You didn't go in there. He really didn't want you in the kitchen at all on the day that they had spaghetti. That's what we're supposed to run down to the McDonald's, and have that shit that we eat all the time on the road. What the hell's up with that, Tony?
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, because he's always talking about cooking and how he makes it, and when he's telling me about it, I mean, he's just so into it and emotional about it.
He is, brother. He always was. They couldn't never get nobody cook a meal around that place. My old lady get cook a meal and it'd be gone before it hit the table.
I would imagine.
I mean, it'd be gone. And feeding dusty roads, brother. Of course, we all kicked in for everybody kicked in for the meals and the rent and everything. I enjoyed the territory. Told Lawler when I went in there, he asked me would I come in there and help, but I coming in hot. I was coming in hot off TBS. I was beating shit out of everybody on TBS.
Mm-hmm.
And I come in there, and I told him, I said, listen, Jerry, I said, brother, I don't mind coming in work for, but I hear that you give notices just out of the blue. You don't give them 2-week notice or 3-week notice. Yeah. I said, I want you to promise me one thing. I want you to give me a 2-week notice.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's asking too much. I said, You give me a 2-week notice. Well, we was in Memphis wrestling, and I believe that's where we got our paychecks, is in Memphis. Mm-hmm. But the town, anyway, it was the Coliseum, or the big-ass Coliseum where we always got our paycheck.
Yeah. Usually, when I was there, it was usually, I believe it was Wednesdays that we got it, Tuesdays in Louisville, because we'd always cash our checks down at the liquor store. So that's how I know that.
Yeah. Well, that's anyway. Anyhow, I opened my check and there's my notice. I got not even a day notice. And back then there's a few other territories,
places to go. Yeah,
you can pick the phone up and say, hey, I'll be there. I'll be there in 2 weeks, or I'll be there. If you want to take 2 weeks, I'll be in there in a month.
Yeah,
and you set your bookings, and that's the way we done it. That's how we made our living, And brother, I chased Jerry Lawler all over that building. I looked. I was gonna kill him. Brother. And I said that because he lied. I hate somebody lie to me.
Right.
Right. He's gone. He was gone. He left. He knew that, because I told him. I said, "You do me like that, I'm gonna whoop your ass." He knew. That I could, And but I didn't find him. Another one. That's another one. I really ain't talked to him, but one of these days we're gonna wind up at a signing together. We'll do the signing now.
Yeah.
One of these days we're gonna wind up. He's gonna be sitting there, and he's still gonna have to talk to old Black Bart.
So you're still looking for Stan Hansen and Jerry Lawler right now?
Yeah, still looking for Stan Hansen and Jerry Lawler. No,
I can tell you where Lawler will be on May the 11th.
I can damn near tell you where I'm probably going to talk to we have a thing called a shootout here.
Yeah.
We have a deal called a shootout. It's a Red Bastille shootout. It's supposed to be nothing but the boys. Supposed to be nothing but the boys. It's at I'm trying to, and I don't have it right here in front of me, but it's at a bar restaurant thing over in Dallas, and I'll see Stan there probably. Stan will be at that thing.
We'll look it up and we'll plug that for you on here. We'll look it up. Plug it.
It's a shootout. It's a shootout. It's called the Texas Shootout.
So one other question I'd like to ask you. I know we're kind of running low on time here. I don't want to keep you all day, but have you? I mean, you've been around the Von Erichs, obviously. Have you seen the movie, the movie that come out, the Iron Claw?
No, I'm not gonna see the movie.
Okay, all right.
If anybody, listen to me, brother. If anybody should have been represented in that movie, it should have been Black Bart.
Yeah, amen.
Now I don't. When I started my career, I went to Fritz and asked him, could I go to work for him? And he said, no, you got to go out on the road and make a name for yourself. Then you come back here and you work here. You work in Texas. I said, okay. So I went out and I went to the Carolinas, and I did job after job after job after job after job for 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I even thought about being pushed.
Right.
When I got pushed, I was over on T. I was getting over. I got over, and I done it. And I come back and I said, okay, Fritz. And they dropped that belt on my bag because the English dude is Chris Adams is getting deported on a plane. They have been. I'm the hardest thing they got because off TBS.
Right.
Okay. So George Scott drops the belt. You're my champ. And I had known George, and George known the guy that trained me. Matter of fact, the guy that trained me trained George. Anyway, I'm probably messing a lot of people up. But anyway, when the deal is, he made me do a lot of crap to come back and put the belt on me. But that was, I was doing him a favor because I was over. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I'm not making no sense, but in the end,
no, I get it.
It's in the end, it's like this, you know. You son of a gun, you don't even put me in their movie.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at, they think enough of me to put the belt on me and save their stinking ass territory, or try to save their territory, right? But they don't think enough of me to put me in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm in the main event at Texas Stadium, but they don't think enough of me to put me in their stinking ass movie. You know?
I think a lot of the problem with that is Kevin had nothing to do with the movie either. Basically, they came to him after the movie and said, hey, it's done. Hope you like it. And they didn't even talk to him about it before that. Now, I'm not taking up for your situation. Black Bart should have absolutely been in there. I should have been in it as Gary Hart. We should have done a whole bunch of things.
Well, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? But
I know exactly what, brother.
You deserve to be in it for sure. Absolutely, you definitely did.
They didn't even, you know, talk to me about. You know, I had one of my students was supposed to play Frank Brody.
Yeah, yeah.
And they wound up. See, I was told that Kevin had one of his buddies come in and take that part from my buddy. I was told that Kevin had everything to do with that movie, brother.
Man, everything. I didn't. Okay, well, that's news, and I believe you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know.
I don't know the people that told me this. I haven't known for very long, but he had everything to do with that movie from the get-go.
Well, you know, we've had people tell us this on the air over in front of thousands of people. You know, they may not want to say that, but now you're saying it, so I believe you. Yeah. I ain't candy coat. I'm done candy coating, brother. Don't candy coat no more, and whoever don't like it can kiss my ass. And even what the hell, I would want to have my finger on the whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? If it's my family movie, that
should be nothing bad. I don't think it should be nothing bad. In my opinion, it shouldn't.
But
I want everybody to go out and buy my book and get all this.
Absolutely.
Don't get of them get off, brother.
Thank you for coming on here.
Thank you so much.
Had some great stories and enjoyed talking to you, man. You're a funny dude.
I appreciate it. I thank the good Lord. I thank the good Lord for letting me live this long and letting me be around this long to keep promoting and keep going and I want everybody to buy my book and read my book and it's at wrestled.com and Amazon.
We will definitely plug the heck out of it for you, man.
Yeah, I'm going to buy one right now. So I just want to thank you because you literally, I've watched you through so many different promotions, as my fandom of wrestling, you've always been very, very, very consistent and I've hated you many times, but in the way that you wanted us to, you know what I mean?
I did my job, brother.
Yes, sir. And I thank you for that. It's been an honor to.
And get the book. It reminds me of Bart. You remember Spaceman Frank? Was it Higgy? Spaceman Frank Higgy. You remember that name?
Rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah, he was old in the 90s. I mean, wheelchair old. I forget he died in the 90s, but he had written a book and they brought him back into Memphis. Bless his heart, he couldn't hardly get in the ring. He's in a wheelchair, all this mess, and that he had a book, and that's he was going around to all the boys. Have you seen the book? Have you seen the book? Have you seen the book? So that was just like a thing from then on. We'd all just walk up to each other. You seen the book?
Seen the book?
So everybody go out and get Black Bart's book for sure. I'm guarantee that's going to be a good one. Now, who helped you write it, or did you do it by yourself, or what?
No, heck no, I didn't do it. Vinny Berry helped me write. Vinny Berry. I gotta say his name. Vinny Berry helped me write that book.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, brother, it would have never got writ. Trust me.
That's awesome.
Well, cool, man.
He turned into Black Bart. I can't see real good.
Yeah.
And magnifying glasses don't help no more. But what I have read of the book, it's like he was right there.
Yeah.
When it happened, it was like he was in my front pocket,
That's awesome.
And one heck of a nice dude, man.
That's awesome.
Berry.
Yeah.
I love him to death.
That's awesome. Really awesome.
And he's the one got the wrestled.com.
Wrestleville.com. Okay.
He's got 2 or 3 other books that he sells on there too. Looking for dead gum. What's the Von Erich? What's the Lance? Yeah, Lance by Chance.
Okay.
Yeah, Lance Von Erich book.
Very cool.
That one, and he's got 2 others. That's just got. There's 2 other books on there that sells. I don't know, but there's just stories, single guys telling stories all through the book.
That's awesome.
I
love the old stories, man. I can't get enough of them. That's why I always gravitated to the older guys in the business when I was in it. I didn't hang around with many people that were at my age. I always gravitated to the veterans. And
there you go, brother.
Anyway, man, thank you so much again for coming on and giving us your time, man. And we want to thank Haggis too for hooking this up for us. Anyway, man, have a great rest of your day. And Jimmy, we're gonna come back with Ask Wolfie D Anything. Thank you, Bart. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Y'all take care, sir.
All right, DJ, hit the music. All right, we are back with Ask Wolfie D Anything. And Wolfie, Black Bart is awesome, dude.
He's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting him to be that funny.
No, me either, man. Like, I'm serious. I've seen shoot interviews of his over the years, and he's pretty wild, sometimes. Yeah. But dude, I'm serious. That guy was great, man.
He's cracking me up, man.
So one little thing that on our YouTube channel recently, on our, we just dropped a clip of talking about if Bunkhouse Buck was Colonel Parker's Rip from Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Right. So on that clip, there is a comment, right? And it's from at AESTEDIA, Estedia. And it says, "This is Brian Lee, your old tag partner from TNA, and I hope you're doing okay." And
really?
Yeah, that's dude. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely like maybe his kids' channel, because it is a bunch of video game and anime looking stuff or something. I mean, I'm not familiar, but dude, I'm like, Brian, is it really you?
Pops up every now and then, and then I don't hear from him forever.
You got 6 more weeks of winter without Brian.
Exactly.
I just thought that was crazy, man.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. So, well, we got some questions here, of course, because we got to ask Wolfie going. But so this one is from at I am Sarcy on YouTube. It says, perhaps an obvious one to start with, but what got you into wrestling? And then, were there any matches you wish you had been booked during your TNA tenure?
So what got me in it was my stepdad. Like I've said this before, I don't think I knew that wrestling existed before about 8 years old. And he was a big fan, and I started watching it, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And I mean, when I say fell in love with it, I was a huge wrestling addict. Yeah. And and then in TNA, I just would have liked there. I don't think there was anything. I mean, because I worked with just about everybody. I would have just liked some more. There was a storyline with the America's Most Wanted and Raven, but I just would have liked more consistency, man, with them. In a longer run, obviously. Because it was those first 4 years, man, it was like, okay, we'd be off TV or I would, maybe looking for another partner or something. And it seemed like 6 months I'd be off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'd be back, and it just wasn't real consistent. But then there were a few times where it was, like I said, with America's Most Wanted, and then with Raven and the ECW guys, and so it was good. I would have obviously liked to been I mean, I guess that's everybody, who doesn't want more? We want more of everything,
Right, exactly.
And of course, I'd like to have made more money.
Of course. I mean, and that kind of comes with more opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, that and again,
me not being the big politician, man, I wasn't pitching stuff. I only pitched a few things. I pitched the thing where I came out and did the interview and held Jeremy Borash at knife point. I pitched that. I mean, just little shit like that I'd throw out, but not like big sustain. Hey, put me with this guy and let's do this. And, I don't know. Like I said, maybe that's a downfall of mine,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it does, man. All right, this next one is from at The Normal Unstable. It says, who was your favorite member of the TNA roster to work with? Yeah, like in a match, let's say.
Oh man, these questions are hard.
They're bringing it. Yeah.
I mean, shit, man, there was a lot of talent right there. I like to work with almost all of them, I'm out there with Elix and David Young and Chris and James Storm, Perry Sider, New Jack, Sandman. I mean, it was great. Raven. It was great working with all those guys, man. I can't say that I actually had somebody who's like, man, I worked with AJ and Jerry Lynn there. That was only one match, but fuck, man, I've been in there with just about everybody that could fucking go at that time. There, of course, there was no Dudleys then. There wasn't Hulk Hogan and Kurt Angle and some of those. There was Road Dogg. There was Mr. Perfect. There was God, man, it's hard to say. I really don't. And this ain't a cop out answer. I don't think I have a favorite, man.
Okay.
My favorite matches now were with Chris Harris and James Storm, America's Most Wanted, but I wouldn't say they're my favorite to work with, and that's not a knock. That's just saying. I mean, I enjoyed working with pretty much anybody. There's only a few people that I didn't like working with, I'd say. I'll leave that at that.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's not really. Some of it's based on talent that I don't think was there, and then some of it's based on just their personality in real life.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense, man. I think that, there were just
hard to work with too. Like, and I don't mean like, I just mean want to change shit or just, almost some dudes you get back there, you go over stuff and it's like, why would you want to change that? There's nothing wrong with what we got right here,
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't their idea,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes it being there, it's such an ego-driven business, right? That if it's not somebody's idea, then they don't even care about it,
Or don't listen to you because whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not saying that happened all the time. Just a few times.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for that question. And the next one we've got is at RockstarPool69, and he says, would you have liked to see JC Ice in the new church or in TNA in general with you at the same time?
No, I mean, he would have been a new church guy for sure.
Right.
He would have fit that bill. But then he did work there a couple of times. I can't remember if it was dark matches or not, but after he got out of jail or whatever, then he wanted to try to be J.D. Dundee, the convict, and wore a damn prisoner outfit to the ring and some handcuffs, I think.
Yeah, because he was toying with that convict.
Yeah.
Like, I know he worked some of that on the Outlaws too.
Yeah.
And it was a timely gimmick for him.
Right. But I mean, it's been done. It wasn't nothing original about it,
Right. Well, yeah, we've heard that one before. Yeah, but I don't know. But I don't see him fitting.
I wouldn't want to see him succeed somewhere. I'm not saying that at all. But he wouldn't have fit with the new church. That's for sure.
No, definitely not in the new church. But it could have been like if you were given a higher profile singles role, right? Yeah. It could have been cool to see something like him and Brian Lee, like Brian Lee, almost to where like it could have been someone from Brian's past. You know what I'm saying? And Jamie could be like, hey, Brian, you remember, and almost tongue in cheek. And it may have gotten too cheesy, right? But almost to where like, you're questioning where Brian's alliances were. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's this guy got over Brian? What's he know about Brian? This guy's a convict. What's Brian, But that wouldn't have made sense for your character to think that stuff. You'd be like, yeah, I'll kill both of them, but does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does.
I mean, I don't know, but seeing Jamie and Brian Lee, and then everybody would be like, okay, well, I know this is Wolfie's old partner, but this is interesting how they're doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spitting the wind here, but
if I can't have him, nobody can, Angle.
Yeah. Damn it.
Crazy girlfriends.
Exactly. Well,
that's my Wolfie.
That's all we got for today, Wolfie D. And, we definitely appreciate the listeners for listening and for them asking questions and you answering them. So definitely appreciate it. So.
For sure, man. What's the code on the Magic Mind?
So don't forget, y'all, you have a limited offer that you can use right now that gets you 48% off your first subscription or 20% off one-time purchases with the code LiveandInColor20 at checkout. Go ahead and click the link in our description and you'll be able to, get right there and purchase yours today. Don't forget that code LiveandInColor20. Y'all get on a better path of full natural daily energy that you won't crash with. That's the important part. And you don't have to drink.
I appreciate you ordering some for me, man.
Yeah, let me know when you get it. It'll be there today. I've already checked the tracking on it. So
all right. Well, I'll be looking.
All right.
I'll be looking and I'll be cooking. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Got a good guest lined up. As long as it comes through, you're going to love it. See you there.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Sheik, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all. And all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling! Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Are you a pro wrestling fan? Well, stop by Captain's Corner, where you can get autographed photos, cards, magazines, and figures from all of your favorite wrestling superstars of the past, present, and future. You'll also be able to participate in live signings in the weeks and months to come. Make sure to stop by Captain's Corner on Facebook and give us a holler. Remember, cheers to the working man.
Join me, Gene Jackson, for the Jackson Interaction Podcast, where I'll be doing one-on-one interviews with people from the world of professional wrestling, as well as stand-up comedy. You can get them anywhere podcasts are available in both video and audio form, but you can find them all at genejacksonpod.com.
That's right, it's the talk of Middle Tennessee, the channel you love to hate and the channel you hate to love. It's Brian Turner from Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. And if you're looking for matches from Wolfie D to Jerry Lawler to Dusty Rhodes and the team that put a pimp before your eyes and a goatee between your thighs, Booty Call and Athena, go to lostwrestling.com. See, I made it easy for you. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Booyah.
So that was another great episode. Hey, Wolfie, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Jimmy, they can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. I'm just kidding. They can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Warren Wolf, WOLFE. I'm on Instagram at WarrenWolf13.
You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Live Wolfie D. Here's the thing. Wolfie always has offers for his autographed photos. He has a selection of some awesome photos from throughout his career that he will autograph and personalize any way that you want him to. Just contact him either directly at his personal Facebook page or through any one of our other pages, and we'll make sure you get in contact directly with Wolfie. Get those photos, right, Wolfie?
Yeah, I've got some good stuff on there, to help with the podcast.
Folks, if you can't get out to a show to meet Wolfie D, there's nothing like that, especially for the fans of PG-13 and Wolfie D. And before we go, you can always find me, your host, Jimmy Street, at James Rock Street on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And hey, Jimmy, before we go real quick, I just want to add in there, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate, first of all, the work you've done for this podcast. You have worked your butt off. Secondly, the people that are liking the page. Beyond that, even more, is the people that are listening, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and remember, guys, the podcast drops a new episode every Monday at noon, and our past episodes are streaming now on demand on all major podcast formats. Thanks again.
I got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap for your dome.
I got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap
for your dome.
And here we go. The original white boy that came out sagging, not bragging, don't be hating, cause I'm spitting the truth. Still livin' in color, from Rush your mother, utilize a hubcap, unlike any other. Back in the day, I was N-O-D, and I was P to the G, plus the 1 and the 3. In case you forgot, they call me Wolfie D. Been cloned and copied so many times, tired of suckers taking credit for what is mine. You know who you are without me name dropping. Wrestling's first white boy coming out hip hopping. Been doing it like this since '92. Laid low for a while and you thought I was through. Listen real close to these rhymes that I've injected. This shit's so sick it makes your ears get infected. Mad skills, no faking, there is no one great. Cause I'm bringing more folks from Obi-Wan or later. Not here to play games, so you better beware. You don't like me, so what? I really don't care. Like time I keep ticking and I can't be stopped. You sucker step to the side unless you wanna get dropped. With my finish, I'll straight knock you out. Please allow me to tell you what it's all about. I'm gonna wind it up, then I'm driving it home. It's Wolfie D, baby. I got a cap for your dome. I got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap for your dome. He got a cap for your dome.
This has been a James Rock Street production.